Hello all, welcome to Kalam IAS Academy. This is Priyanka Mahapatra, faculty at Kalam IAS. So today we'll be having a detailed analysis of the first topic of the section A of this year UPSC essay, that is 2023. So the topic is girls are weighed down by the restrictions, boys with demands, two equally harmful disciplines. So let's get started. So coming to the dimensions of this particular essay, we will engage ourselves for some good amount of time in generating the dimensions, the arguments, the examples. Then we will logically arrange all the arguments, examples in a very coherent fashion, in a very logical fashion, so that the essay will look meaningful. Okay, it will have a good flow. It will look coherent. Okay, so I would request you to pause down the video over here for some minutes and generate your own dimensions and then check with these dimensions which I have created. Okay, then the first dimension goes as we see from the topic itself. That is, what are the restrictions that are foisted on girls and what expectations that society places on a boy. So, as the topic is saying, we have to expand that what are the restrictions? What are the restrictions which are weighing down on girls? Okay, and what are the expectations? What are the demands placed on boy? Okay, then we come to the how aspect, that how they are both detrimental social arrangements. Okay, what is the impact? Okay, then we come to the why aspect of the question, that is what led to the emergence, what are the reasons behind it. Okay, so in this process, we expand the whole essay into why, how, and what aspects so that we cover it comprehensively. Okay, then we come to the counter argument. This is not a proper counter argument, but again this has to be there in the essay, where you would tell that how these disciplines, these two harmful disciplines, can have constructive contributions also. Then you come to the way ahead part of the essay, that is the last part of the body, that what are the possible ways to challenge these harmful disciplines, this traditional setup, traditional social arrangements. Okay, so this is the solution part. Okay, so let's go through one. So I have started this essay with an anecdote. As you know that you have to introduce the essay in some particular way. Okay, people are starting the essay with an anecdote, some with posing questions, some with a quotation. Again, quotation is a very risky affair. If at all you know a quotation which is actually fitting in the essay, then only you should go for it. Otherwise, it is not mandatory. Okay, if you're not comfortable, don't go for it, because it can backfire also. If you're writing a quotation which is not actually fitting in the meaning of the essay, then it will not go well and it will create a negative impression in the first place, in the first page. Okay? So that is why anecdote, a story, a well-known story, is a very common way of introducing the essay. So here I have taken an anecdote where there are two friends, Maya and Aditya, and they're spending their afternoon by a river. Okay, they're sharing their conversations. Okay, and then Maya there says that she is always constrained by the restrictions of the society, because she has been constantly told what she can do and what she cannot do. Again, Aditya is seconding her thought, being an empathetic friend. He is saying that, yeah, Maya, you are right. But again, we are also facing the same kind of demands. You are facing restrictions, but we are facing expectations of the society, the demands of the society. How society expects the boys to be strong, stoic, always in control of their emotions, not to cry. Boys do not cry. Okay, they are told to be providers and protectors, even if they are just kids. Okay, then they nod each other thoughtfully and they recognize each other harmful expectations that the society is placing on them. Okay, they are realizing the different challenges they are facing. Okay, so this is how the anecdote can be started with this essay. Okay, So coming to the first dimension of the essay, that is how the restrictions are foisted on girls and expectations are placed on boys. So here it is very important to remember that whenever a topic is given where there are two themes or three themes, here there are two themes, that how the girls are put on restrictions and boys they have some expectations of the society. So you have to take these two themes together in each and every argument, each and every example you are making, each and every paragraph. Okay, then only your marks will be enhanced, then only you are actually justifying the topic which is asked to you. Okay, let's see how. So you must be knowing that how girls are always thought to be very obedient, very nurturing. Okay, they are good at caregiving responsibilities. So they are expected to remain at home doing the domestic responsibilities. So here the demand rises that who is going to manage the outside work? Who is going to be the breadwinner of the family? The boys. Okay, so you just think, you understand here that whatever a restriction is put on girls, it is creating a demand on the boys by the society. Okay, here the girls are restricted to be at the home always. That is how it is creating a demand from the boys that they be the breadwinner of the family always. Similarly, in the second point, women are thought to be very passive and weak. For that reason, they are offered very limited exposure with respect to traveling, socialization. Okay, that is how it is demanding the boys to be protector. Okay, so you think that a girl is not allowed to fight her own battle outside. She is expected to come home and speak to her brother or father to help her out in any issue. Okay, so the boys, the male counterparts, they are expected to be the protector there. So it is restricting a girl to be herself, okay, to fight her own battle in life. Okay. Then the third point goes that how girls are also pressurized to conform to unrealistic beauty standards, which is, of course, leading to body image issues, low self esteem, psychological issues. At the same time, boys also face the demands to maintain rigid notions of masculinity, okay, which can involve risk behavior and the toxic attitudes. Okay. Then the next point is that how women are thought to be rational, not rational. They are thought to be emotional beings. That is why the important decisions with respect to their career, their marriage, their family planning, and in some cases even investment, the finances, they are not their cup of tea. That is not their sole prerogative. You must have seen honor killing is happening because they are taking their own choice in terms of marriage. Okay. When it is extended to the workplace also, girls are thought to be very emotional and not rational. For that reason, girls are not taken up in the top positions. They are restricted in the low positions, low rung of the company. And that is where the boys are expected to be the born leaders. Because the girls are not rational, they are emotional beings and they are not allowed to hold the top positions in a company, in a corporate. This is creating an expectation on the boys that they be the born leaders always. Okay, they should be camouflaging their emotions. They are not expected to express their vulnerability. They do not have the scope of crying. They are always said that boys do not cry. ठीक है, so this is how you should be writing your arguments, putting those two themes together in the example. Okay, then coming to the next point, that how women they are restricted in the science and technology curricula workforce. You can quote a data where women account for only 27% of the India's STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics workforce. Discouraged, they are discouraged to take up jobs in sports, army, navy, automobile industry, etc. ठीक है, and they are restricted to the pink collar jobs always, being a nurse, being a teacher, And at the same time, it is expected out of men that they are not taking up those careers which are taken up by the girls, the pink collared jobs. Okay? So are you getting, are you seeing that how these two themes are always taken together in each and every points that are made? Okay, so that is how you can justify that how the restrictions are placed on girls and what expectations are placed on boys that can be very harmful to them. Okay, so now we will talk about that how it is harmful, how it is a detrimental arrangement. Okay, so first point you can always write that it is deteriorating the mental health. You can quote the rampant cases of depression, anxiety, and suicides among the youth. Okay, you can talk of economic loss because girls are not allowed to pursue career in STEM fields. That is how it is affecting the economy. Okay, affecting the economic independence of the girls, affecting their passion, affecting the workforce participation rate. You can quote a data over here how the female workforce participation rate has been declining in the country. Only 30%, around 29.4% of women are part of India's labor force in 2021-22. Okay, so there is a loss of talent again. A girl may be talented, a boy may not be talented for that very position, but the girl is restricted to be in that position. So there is a loss of talent in the process. So girls are forced to take into roles which they do not want to. Okay, like cooking, arts, they may not want to do that. Okay, again, if a boy is interested in cooking and arts, he is also not easily approved for. They are said that no, 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 it's a girl's job. ठीक है? So it fuels a feeling of relative deprivation and disablement. ठीक है? Then you can also talk about the consequences of strained relationships. When girls, they are taught to be very passive and subservient, and the boys imitate the dominating nature of the elder male members of the family. So the men are trained to struggle to communicate effectively. Okay, they are trained like that you cannot place your emotions right in front. Okay, you are not meant to cry. Okay, so they struggle to communicate effectively with their partners. They find difficulty in sharing household responsibilities, which can lead to conflict and dissatisfaction in relationships. And it is a substantial cause for domestic violence, divorces, extramarital affairs. And here in the whole process, the poorest sufferer being the child always. Okay, so these arguments you have to put down. Then we will talk of that why these harmful disciplines have emerged. So we will be basically talking about the reasons of emergence of such harmful thought process. Okay, so here you can talk of the historical references, how women have been marginalized since ages and they have been excluded from the positions of power and influence always, while the girls, they have been given the caregiving responsibilities always, and the boys are expected to be independent, to be career focused, to be powerful, to be more assertive. You can talk of history. Then you can talk of the biological factors, how the biological differences between the genders have contributed to the division of labor from the early times. You can also talk about the patriarchy over here, the patrilineal societies where the women, they are nothing, but the men, they had all the control over the property and resources. They have been consolidating their power within families and communities. Hence, there is always a demand from the boys' side that they be powerful, they be leaders, they should be suppressing their emotions, they should be doing a particular work they are meant to. They cannot take up any caregiving responsibilities, they cannot take up any nurturing roles. ठीक है? So we come to the counter argument now that these disciplines can have constructive contributions as well. So whenever there is a proper division of labor prevailing in the society, the social order and stability has to be there. Okay, the men in the process, they have become more responsible and with greater emotional resilience. Role have been specialized. Okay, as men being the breadwinners always and the women being the caregivers. So there is a kind of social cohesion and predictability. So these points you can make down. Then we come to the way ahead part of the essay, that how we can challenge these detrimental social arrangements. What is a way down? Okay, so first you can talk about the education and awareness. Okay, so by introducing gender sensitive curricula and promoting gender equality in classrooms, okay, we can make a difference in the school level, in the education level. Okay, before that also you can talk of the family level. How in the family we can nurture our kids, be it be boys or girls, to take up all kinds of responsibilities. ठीक है. In this case, in case of education, there is a case study, that is NGO Pratham. It promotes gender sensitive teaching practices as well. Okay, then we can talk of some alliance. Men Engage Alliance India, where it's a global alliance that promotes gender justice by engaging men and boys in gender equality efforts. ठीक है. Then we can talk of a case study, that is Breakthrough India's Taro Ki Toli, where this program is focusing on engaging young boys and men in discussions about gender equality and caregiving responsibilities. It's very important to discuss, to have in the conversations that men have the equal responsibility towards the domestic chores as well. Okay, they should always extend their helping hands. ठीक है. Then the art and media, you can also talk about the Bollywood movie Gunjan Saxena, how it has chronicled the idea of breaking the gender barriers and normalizing the roles and expectations from the boys and girls equitably. ठीक है. Then we can also encourage emotional expressions. Boys should be encouraged to express their emotions openly and without judgment. Very important. Without judgment. Then you can talk of the redefining masculinity. ठीक है, where you can value qualities like compassion, cooperation, vulnerability in men. Okay, you can promote healthier versions of manhood rather than perpetuating toxic ideals of like dominance and aggression. ठीक है. Then you can come to government initiatives as well. It's very important that you give a government touch to your essay, whether it be philosophical essay or a GS based essay. Okay, whenever you are doing that, you are actually writing an administrative paper, exam. Okay, so here the government is starting also to recognize the importance of involving men in caregiving roles. How you can talk of some acts, Maternity Benefit Amendment Act of 2017, how it has provided paternity leave of 15 days to encourage caregiving responsibilities. How the leadership positions in Army and Indian Navy, they are being thrown open to women. Okay. So these points you can make in the way ahead part of the essay, that is the last part of the body. Okay. So here we have discussed all the dimensions of the particular essay. So here you should be seeing that it's not the pestle approach. It's not giving examples from all aspects. The essay is not all about that. You have to generate the questions. You have to structurally move from why, how, and what aspect of the essay. And under that, give your examples from each and every aspect, from finance aspect, from societal aspect, from technology aspect. Give the different manifestations. Okay, this is how you brainstorm. This is how you make the essay multidimensional. So you shouldn't be in a notion that if you are giving examples from all dimensions, socially, politically, economically, technologically, then your essay becomes multidimensional. No. Multidimensional means you should be generating questions from all aspects and answering them in the form of micro arguments, examples from different aspects, as we did now. Then you should be writing the way ahead part of the essay. That is very important. In that you can also write the current context, you can give current examples, the current government initiatives, any NGO efforts. You can talk of some Bollywood movies. Okay, so that's how you are making your essay very diverse. Okay. Then lastly, we will be moving to the conclusion part of the essay. So here it's very important to remember that you connect back to the introduction from where you started. Okay, so you had written about, for example, here in this very essay, you referred about Maya and Aditya, the characters in the anecdote. So you would be taking up these characters in the conclusion again, so that it creates a sense of closure to the topic. Okay, so you can talk that how Maya and Aditya thereafter made a pact to support each other in breaking free from these limiting rules. They vowed to challenge the stereotypes and create a world where both girls and boys could thrive without being weighed down by these harmful disciplines. Then how they can make their village a place where everybody had the freedom to be their authentic selves. Okay, so that's how you can refer back to the introduction. Then you would come to the futuristic note, that how in the long run recognizing and challenging these harmful disciplines is essential in achieving the gender equality and fostering healthier and more fulfilling lives for all individuals. Okay, then you can talk of that how collective efforts that we can work towards a more just and harmonious world. That's how we can create a society where it is gender inclusive and has a equitable future. ठीक है? So the conclusion has to be very futuristic, balanced, and should be referring back to the introduction. ठीक है? So hope I'm clear with everything. Okay, so I have discussed 4 essays from section A, and this is the first essay of section B. Henceforth, 3 essays of section B would be discussed in this elaborate fashion in the coming videos. And also we have our test series going on, where we have designed our test series very much on UPSC level, and the section A is always having the philosophical topics and section B is having the GS based topics, so that you have a perfect practice of both kind of essays which are coming. Okay, so thank you so much.